Good evening, everyone. Good evening, guests, and a very warm welcome to this edition of Manufacturing Today Think Tough, presented by Cisco. Uh, the theme for today's event is making the shop floor smart for manufacturing. This is the second edition what we're doing. The first one we did in Pune in April. Just a background of Manufacturing Today and the group where we come from. Manufacturing Today is published by ITP Publishing. It's a British company headquartered out of Dubai. We're the largest foreign media house in the Middle East with operations in Dubai, Abu Dhabi, Qatar, and UK and India. In India, we have 7 titles. We are focusing on various industries. Manufacturing is one of them through Manufacturing Today. We're very strong in hospitality industry with Hotelier India magazine. We are in construction and infrastructure industry with Construction Week magazine. Then we focus on healthcare, that is on hospitals management through Healthcare Today, Healthcare Radius. We have broadcasting and film technology magazine known as Digital Studio. So like that we have various titles. What we do with communities with whom we work is reach out to them. We are just a medium. We gather content, and the content is in a format which helps communities to do better in their business. So the focus of most of the magazine is on people, processes, and technology. And we reach out to communities through various platforms. Magazines, we do it through monthly basis. Then we have platforms like these. These are small, closed group platforms where people can share experience from one another. There's a lot of learning. Believe me, when we did in Pune on the 27th of April, most of the plant heads were actually meeting for the first time, though everybody was from Pune. But the very good part of it, and everybody even thank us today, is to get everybody, to get the people together, is they learn a lot from each other. There is a lot of cross-industry segment learning happens through platforms like this. So our objective today is just, it's an informal get-together. Please share experiences. We'll have close to about 400 hours, 400 years of manufacturing experience under this roof today. So, I hope we have a very interactive and a learning experience, and enjoy your evening. To start the proceedings, I'd like to invite Mr. Vinay Dua from Cisco to do the welcome note and take charge from today.
Thank you, Sai. Hi, good evening, everyone. It's our great privilege to have all of you over here. And okay. So just like all of you, I think we also are from the manufacturing world, because we manufactured the first device back in 1985, which now is used to make the entire internet, right? So that was our invention of Cisco, which happened in 1985, and that was the birth of Cisco as well. So I would say that we manufacture machines which we are able to connect together, and that is what has led to the entire creation and the development of the internet, which is the biggest network on the face of this earth. So as we have progressed along, you would have started to hear about things like Internet of Things and Internet of Everything, which we believe is the next logical evolution of internet, because back in, say, early 90s, the network was used for humble task of maybe emailing and certain other e-commerce applications. But now what we are seeing is it is providing deep inside the shop floors and the plant floors as well, because the same change is being promoted and propagated by all the process automation vendors, whether it is Rockwell Automation or Siemens or ABB. So it is moving from a proprietary kind of a network to an open standards network. And that is where we are able to see the relevance of the open standards networks and technology to play a bigger role into the manufacturing landscape. So we know that, okay, especially the manufacturing line of business and the operational technology, they would not want to invest in technology for the sake of technology. So it is very important for us to show value and what is the ROI, how can we help in increasing the overall equipment efficiency or reducing the cost of production, so on and so forth. So we are very sensitive of that, and we do have a lot of expertise and the domain experts as part of our team globally. And although you may know Cisco more as an IT-centric player, however, for the last 10 years or so, we have a lot of experience of working with the very, very large manufacturing organizations globally as well here in India on the core operations side as well, where we have been instrumental in uh, helping them leverage technology, which can have a direct impact on their business well. So in terms of the evolving shop floor, I think we are going to touch upon all these areas, that how can it help you in uh, remotely monitoring a plant or your assets, or how are you planning to invest in the areas of predictive analytics? Is it real? Because we hear about a lot of big data and analytics. So how can it really help you in cost-effective ways to leverage your existing assets, and how it can help you increase the overall efficiency? So those are the kind of discussions that we would be having. Also, there are several use cases which have been done where uh, things like video, high definition video are being used by the customers to really impart not only training, but also do remote maintenance and troubleshooting, rather than a person flying in from a remote place and then traveling all the way to remote areas. So those are the solutions which are really, really available, and it is just a matter of discussion and deliberation that how it can be made relevant in your premises as well. So as we move along, what we are going to see is that all the solutions that we are going to talk about, ultimately, they have chain, innovation, and customer experience, because these are the things which are close to your heart. And that is where, just to be at the cost of being repetitive, all our messaging and solutioning that we have done along with our ecosystem partners is tailored to help address these areas, which are very close to the heart of the CEO in any manufacturing organization. So there are kind of a roadmap which we have prepared, which can be leveraged by the various manufacturing organizations depending on the stage where they may be. So starting from the bottom, where building a converged kind of a platform, because at most of the places the automation would have already taken place, but again there may be different automation vendors, so interoperability may be an issue. So how can we use the network to combine them together so that it can present a unified interface rather than working in isolation? Things like Visual Factory is also evolving. There is a great move towards pervasive wireless in the plant, because earlier it was thought of an insecure network. But of late, there are lot many technological advancements which have taken place, which has made wireless network very, very secure. At least same as wired, if not more, because when in the case of a wireless network, we are taking more precautions and we are implementing stricter security technologies and policies. So in a way, it is highly secure and it has been implemented. And these are the kind of technologies which will really help you to be implemented in your warehouses where the wired kind of media has its limitations. Another key trend is the availability of those tooling, which is moving towards wireless rather than being wired. And also it helps you save cost of other equipment like the cabling, and also reducing the risk of fire and other hazards. So those are some of the benefits. The plant security is very, very key, because we believe that that is one of the #1 deterrent why the customers on the manufacturing shop floor may be shying away from combining the shop floor network with the IT network, because they are not completely confident about the security. So because there is a proliferation of devices like which are running the operating systems which are vulnerable to antivirus attacks and all those kind of things. So that is where we have built the complete security architecture, which helps you implement a very, very secured network from the cyber security point of view as well. So helping customers in the adoption of the converged network. Uh, at the topmost layer are some of the new things which are being made possible, because Now you have all these hundreds of sensors which can be combined together, and once you connect the sensors, they start emitting a lot of data. But what do you do with the data? So that is where the real-time analytics and big data comes in, which can help you really have a great amount of control and do things like predictive maintenance and predictive manageability. Those are the kind of solutions that we have built, and that can be done in a very, very cost-effective manner. It does not require kind of a huge investment into some new software and those kind of things. So our primarily the intention has been to leverage the existing assets and how to help you build those new capabilities. Energy management is a big solution that we have worked upon, where it helps the organizations to have more visibility of how much energy is being consumed, whether it is on the IT side, on the data center, on the building management, or it is on the shop floor. So recently, with Foxconn in Taiwan, so we have done a very, very large project with them, helping them have more visibility into how much energy they are using. And ultimately, if you have visibility, you can set policies to really curtail down, and if the machine is idling, so you will come to know. So there are a whole lot of things which you can implement, which will ultimately lead to direct ROI in less than 1 year that we have seen in several customers with the energy management kind of solutions. So there are other things also evolving, some of them maybe a little bit more futuristic in terms of using collaboration or video on the shop floor, but there are several examples globally where customers have done that. Last but not the least, there are certain new compute models which are evolving, which are like cloud computing and virtualization, which is nothing but using the same hardware resource and partitioning it so that we can run multiple applications on the same hardware resource. Basically, it is just a new consumption model helping customers realize more benefit from the same assets, right? So those are the kind of things which are there. So everything is being driven in the direction of information technology and operational technology convergence. That is where we believe that more the convergence by leveraging all these technology advancements, it has to be a marriage of the business outcome which is desired and what is the technology in a cost-effective manner which is available. That is what will lead to a thing called Internet of Everything, or the digitization of assets across the organization. So this was the kind of context which we wanted to set, and I'm sure you have such a rich experience under this roof, and you will be able to share those things, and we will be able to understand. It will be a learning for us as well, and then we will be able to evolve and adopt those best practices as well. With that, I will just conclude, and then I will hand it over to Manish, and so that we can begin the discussion. Thank you.
Why we are meeting today in this roundtable? The idea is all of us want to know what is there in the future, because we want to live our life, rest of our life in the future. And why this format roundtable, and why not having a panel discussion? So we were having this debate with Vinay, and we concluded that calling it a roundtable is better, because panel discussions reminds us of Arnab Goswami, where only he talks and he doesn't allow panelists to talk. So that's why we are having this panel discussion, and I thank all of you to take time out of your busy schedules and come here on this Thursday evening to share your experiences. When Sai said that collectively we have 400 man years of experience, I think he forgot me, so it's 428 years of man years of experience. Digitization, as all of us know, has touched every aspect of our life. We started with smart cards, smartphones, smart cities, smart manufacturing. That's what we are going to talk about. Vinay comes from Delhi, and I was in Delhi last week. Just wanted to share an anecdote. I was in Delhi last week for 2 days and I did nothing. And my wife said, you are like a member of parliament. So Vinay, thanks for coming all the way from Delhi, and Avnesh, his colleague, is also here. What we will do is we'll start the context. Vinay has already talked about what Cisco has to offer in terms of smart manufacturing. I would request a round of introduction to start with by all the panelists. Tell your name, your designation, your company name, and what does the company do, briefly in say 30 seconds each, so that we know each other well. So can we start with this corner then?
Myself is Arun Gonkar. I am DGM works at Raymond Wapi, and our main production is the suiting in textiles.
Good evening all. I'm Ajay Baldua. I'm in Raymond Vapi, and I'm looking after engineering.
Good evening. My name is Prasan Mukherjee. I'm looking after the supply chain of Hindalco in the aluminium business, and I've worked mostly in manufacturing and in supply chain. I set up the European supply chain for Novelis. Now currently I'm looking after the aluminium business supply chain. Thank you.
Good evening. Myself is Varun. I am working for Lloyd Line Pipe, which we manufacture ERW pipes, which is used in structural or water pipes. I have experience on 20 years in various industries, starting from consumer durables, auto industry, and this is a commodity industry where I'm working for. Thank you.
Good evening. I'm Hiraman Nair, working with Mahindra & Mahindra. I am responsible for manufacturing operations of a Nasik and Igatpuri plant. At Nasik, actually, we manufacture SUVs as well as LCVs. And Igatpuri, we make the engines which are required for these vehicles. Thank you.
Hi, good evening. My name is Vinay Dua, and I head the business development for industry solutions in Cisco, manufacturing being one of the key verticals.